Esport ekranına hoş geldiniz. Turkish Airlines EuroLeague'de playoff zamanı geldi ve biz de bu özel dönem öncesinde röportajlarımızı yapıyoruz. Fenerbahçe Beko cephesinde Nigel Hayes-Davis ile birlikteyiz. Nigel, merhaba.
Merhaba, merhaba.
Soon I'm pretty sure that one of these interviews we're gonna start talking in Turkish, but not just yet, I guess.
Soon, not this one. This is EuroLeague, so it has to be English.
And how are you these days? Especially, I mean, from the joy of the summer to the stress of the last few months, how are you waking up these days?
Everything's great. Life's good. Family's healthy. I'm healthy, happy. Loved ones are good. Playing the best job in the world. Yeah, everything's good. You know, we're getting to the fun part of the year now.
I better knock on wood when you say healthy, because that's been the key for you. This season, of course, the team has gone through some injuries, especially just the start of the game, Scotty's injury. Then Wade had his injury repeated, and these kind of problems kind of affected the fact that building chemistry throughout the start. So how would you talk about that part of the season?
Unfortunate for Scotty, for sure.
Yeah.
Scotty's a tremendous leader for us on and off the court. So losing him was a huge blow, but fortunately we have a lot of good guys in the locker room that can step up and, you know, pick up the slack where Scotty would be leaving off. And then this is a part of the long season. There's ups and downs in the way you play. There's injuries, guys coming in and coming out. And the way, you know, Shars and the staff go about the team is everyone has to be ready, because you never know when your name's going to be called to perform, and guys have been doing that. We finished second in the year, so despite, you know, missing Scotty and despite the injuries and guys coming in and out, I would say we had a pretty good EuroLeague regular season.
Well, yes, for sure. But it was hard in the beginning, and we were seeing the team winning and improving, but all of a sudden, at some point of the season, when you were not, you know, getting losses back to back, you had like 5 losses out of 6 games, which got fans a little bit worried about the situation. But then we have seen a signing. Eric McCallum joined the team. And what kind of a change was that for you in the locker room and, of course, on the court too?
Eric's a tremendous professional, tremendous locker room guy. He's a great teammate to have around. He's been playing basketball and scoring baskets for a long time. So he's very a seasoned veteran, and he's been tremendous with helping the offense there if there are times when, you know, we're not really flowing or we can't get something going. Eric's numbers this year are incredible. He's like 70% from 2, like 50% from 3, 100% from free throw. So he's been nothing short of incredible for us. And like I said before, he's a great guy to have in the locker room. Funny guy. He's always giving us his advice, experience. We call him Podcast E, because all he does is talk. So he's been a tremendous addition to the team.
Definitely. And on the court, I'm seeing the stats. As a fact, in 13 games, he had 12.5 points, but his dribble jumpers, when it comes to it, it was something you guys needed, because, you know, creating an offensive end was a problem in that stretch. So what was the changeover there like on the court?
Yeah, Eric's just is tremendous at being a threat. You know, teams, as I said, he's been over here on this side of the world for a long time, and everyone knows how good of a scorer and player he is. So just having him on the court opens up other guys. And again, he has no problem scoring the ball himself. I've said, and the other guys have said, if Eric was, you know, 6'5", 6'4", he'd be in the NBA making $100 million. That's how amazing he is, and his ability to score the basketball. Fortunately, we have Eric on our team, though.
You mentioned him being a veteran, of course, everybody says that. Do you think EuroLeague is becoming more of a veterans league these days?
I have no idea. I don't really pay attention to the age makeup of teams. But I will say that winning championships, or when you're going through tough times, having people who have been there before, having veterans, having people who've experienced that definitely helps you. As you saw last year with Slukas winning, the Final Four MVP. That's an experienced guy who led his team to a championship. So it doesn't hurt to have veteran guys for sure. I'll say that much.
That's for sure. And as you said, everybody, you have been through these stretches. Everybody has been through these stretches in the season. As the seasons get longer, we kind of see more injuries this year. It was for everyone, not just you guys. Everybody kind of suffered from these kind of injuries. So how do you see this affecting players' season, and do you have any criticism over it?
Yeah, it is a long season. I think that what ends up happening is that obviously the games are so intense, and then you still have to practice, and practices are also intense. So it's like there's never a period of downtime for the body, if you will. Like, yeah, we have off days, but the practices are high intensity, very demanding, and then you go to games which are even more intense and more demanding. Some guys are lucky and avoid it. Some guys do what they need to do and are unlucky, in Scotty's case. And every team goes through it. Every team has guys, unfortunately, that get injured. As I've said at the beginning of the year, the goal and wish and hope is for us to be as healthy as possible when this time of the season comes around. And right now, Scotty's out, but I think most of the guys, I would say we're more leaning on the healthy side of things, which gives us an advantage, if you will, when you go into postseason.
Thankfully, and the key word was intense for you in what you said over there. And we have watched an intense game a couple days ago between Real Madrid and Paris, which was going to determine your opponent in the playoffs. So, what did you expect before the game, and were you surprised about the result or how the game went?
No, not at all. I mean, those are two playoff teams. I mean, we have the play-in. I'm really not a fan of the play-in.
You're not?
No, I'm not a fan of the play-in. I mean, Paris finished 8th, so like they should be 8th. Madrid finished 7th. So you have two playoff teams just playing each other to swap spots, maybe. We know who our opponent is. We know how good they are. They're led by MVP candidate and TJ. An extremely difficult style of play to compete with. And we've seen the way teams, when you try to play Paris basketball, Paris will out-Paris you. And that's not a trap that we want to fall into. But I think from a basketball player standpoint, we love playing those type of games. I think everyone's out there on the court playing. I don't think the coaches enjoy it as much. But the fans enjoy it. I'll say that much. I think the fans enjoy the brand of basketball they play. They play with joy. They're a very happy team, which is good to see from other players, because we always talk about that. Like, the guys out there, they all look so happy. They all look happy for one another. They play extremely confident. And, it's nice to see that, because you don't see those moments of joy as much in European basketball, as I mentioned at the earlier of the year in another interview I gave.
Yeah, and you said MVP candidate. Other than you, who would you pick in this EuroLeague season, if you had to?
Other than myself?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't do those things. I'll tell you. I don't answer questions about people's talent. I don't answer questions about where people should be, what teams should do. There's a lot of guys deserving. I'd pick myself. I don't get to pick myself, so whoever picks. With
your confidence, I'm sure you're going to pick yourself.
Whoever they pick is very deserving. There's a lot of guys who played extremely well this year, helped their teams get into spots, set records, broke records, did amazing things. So everybody that is in that conversation is well deserving of it, and whoever it goes to, again, is someone who deserves it. So however it happens, it happens.
I mean, I said if you had to pick someone else, because I know for sure with your confidence, you're going to have to choose yourself. And you are deserving because you are one of the best this season.
The reason why I'm not picking someone else is because I watch everything that happens on social media.
Yep.
And when someone asks them, who would you pick to be your starting 4 position? And when you don't say my name, I take it offensively.
Yes, I know.
So I'm not going to do that to someone, because I don't want anyone to play against me with extra motivation. So who would I pick to win? Me. if I don't win, then whoever else is deserving of it, for sure.
For sure. And I mean, from where you came a couple of years ago, I mean, you were a good player for sure, but last year you accomplished yourself as a star player. But this year, I think you are at a superstar status right now. And as you are leveling up like this, I think you are getting more hard to please when it comes to the performances on the court. Because in the last game you played against Bayern, you were like, we played only 16 good minutes. So as you are getting more experienced, older, and better, are you becoming like Sharas, hard to please maybe?
No, I've always been like that. It just looks different now because of how much better I am. So the things I say carry different weight, but it's always had the same attitudes. When I was in Barcelona averaging 4 points, I would tell you we played a good 20 minutes. But now that, you know, I'm Nigel Hayes-Davis and Fenerbahçe, what I say resonates differently with people, which is fine. That's how life works. But it's just being objective about it. Like, there's goals you want, and I understand what it takes. I haven't won EuroLeague, but I've talked to people who have won. I've been on teams that were close. I've talked to guys and coaches who've won them, and there's a certain level of play that you need to have. There's things you need to do on the court in order to win. And in the Bayern game you're talking about, we had 16 tremendous minutes, and it wasn't because shots were going in. It was just the way we played. Like, the defense was good. We were flying around, rebounding. We were defending well. We were sharing the ball well. And then the hardest thing to do in life and in sports is to do the right thing and keep doing it. It's very hard to do the right thing and to keep doing it. And we got away from that at points. We, you know, started having more fun than we should, which is fine, but have fun the right way. We were getting a little loose with our ball, with defense and everything. And when you do that in the playoffs, you can lose a game. If you do that in the Final Four, and you're out, and you don't win your trophy. So the idea and the message was to try to stop that from happening going forward from now. Because after, you know, we finish the EuroLeague playoffs, then we have Turkish League playoffs. So it's more another opportunity to win a trophy, and you don't want bad habits to keep you from potentially winning something.
It's just not the Bayern game, though. You come after a win to a post-game interview, and you come there because you played good, but you're always thinking, I missed free throws. My mom's going to be mad. She's, I think, she's your motivator at this too. She is hard to please, I guess.
Extremely. She's a Virgo, so they're impossible to please. But yes, free throws is, you don't want to waste free points. And she was really upset too because I ruined my free throw streak that I had. So that's all right though. I mean, you can try again now.
And of course, knowing your opponent, we can now move on to talk about and break down your opponent a little bit. But we have fresh memories, really fresh memories of this buzzer beater that I cannot stop replaying in my head. So how many buzzer beaters do you have in your life? Like game-winning buzzer beaters, by the way.
I think 2. My first game in high school, freshman year, I had a buzzer beater. I think it was off the backboard too, from 3. And this is I had a close one in college. I had a tip in. It was like a couple seconds left. I don't know if that counts. Oh, I had 1, 2. No. I had another one.
I've seen one video in YouTube that you were, out of the perimeter, you were playing post-up and going to the basket, but it's not like, it's like at the last 15 seconds of the game. It's not a buzzer beater like
it's not
this one.
It's not, yeah. I had another one when I was my rookie year in the G League, maybe. Yeah. Final answer, 3.
How good these moments feel?
Tremendous. I mean, it's what you want as a kid when you're growing up. You're playing basketball outside or wherever, and you're counting down in your head 3, 2, and you shoot the ball and you run around, do your own celebration. And it's great to do that with, like 16,000 people cheering for you. So it's one of the best moments that you can have as a basketball player, for sure.
I kind of think that being a basketball player or a high-level athlete or like being a rock star feels kind of similar. You got all that attention, all that cheering for you, and probably in that moment you feel on the top of the world, right?
Yeah, no, it's amazing. That's why it's the best job in the world. Either that or, like you said, a rock star, a musician. Best two things you could be in the world. Everyone's there cheering for you the whole game. And then, you know, you make the shot, and in the moment, teammates are happy for you. Fans are happy for you. It's, you're proud of yourself for, you know, making the shot. It's, you know, the nerves that are there. And it's actually exactly like you see in the movies. Like when Marco threw the ball, it was in slow motion. When I dribbled, I'm like, man, I have 2 seconds, one dribble. And then I'm shooting the ball and I see the defender. I'm saying, is he gonna block this? And I shoot it and I'm watching it and it's all in slow motion. And then when the ball goes in, then everything speeds back up. Exactly like when you see in the movies.
Wow. Okay, it's nice to remember those moments in every details because you don't get to have many of them. Though I wish you would have a couple more.
Inshallah.
But having this in your professional career, this is a great moment because, I mean, you have prevailed against them in 2 games, but those weren't easy games. Let's make it clear, because against Paris, you played 80 minutes, but out of 60 minutes of that 80, they were leading the games. So what do you take out from those 2 games in the regular season?
It's just a season character identity, and hopefully now that regular season's over, we can get a new one in the postseason. I think Paris was the first or top teams in like first quarter starts, or first half starts. They start tremendously. And Fenerbahçe was one of the worst first quarter teams. So it's not a good, it's not a good first quarter matchup, first half matchup for us at all. And the first game there and here we were down at least, which is 13, 15 points. Maybe in both games we're down.
Yeah.
But it shows, you know, our character to be able to come back against a good team. But again, in the playoffs, it's very dangerous to do that. So like we need to do our best to try to match the way they start, because they start extremely, extremely well.
Definitely, and they have maybe a shorter rotation than you. That's why they start good, but then maybe you can pick it up. But in an intense game like they played against Real Madrid, it didn't really matter all that much. It's not going to matter for you guys, so you have a deep rotation and everyone is going to be ready. But you always mention the importance of conditioning and consistency. So in terms of this aspect, how is the team looking up going into the playoffs?
We've been rash. Actually, the last 2 or 3 weeks, practices have been way more intense
than the games?
Than normal. Yeah. I don't know if he was preparing for this. He saw it 3 weeks ago, but practices have been a lot more up and down. His idea was trying to sneak in a couple practices to try to get a little bit more endurance, a little bit sharper edge before we go into the playoffs, because once playoffs start, you know, there's going to be no practice time. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it'll just come down to the decisions we make. I mean, we can't slow them down, but we can not speed them up by turning over the ball, by not taking bad shots. So if we can control those 2 things, you know, we'll be able to give ourselves a chance. But if we just start turning the ball over, taking bad shots, not getting to our spaces, you know, we'll definitely make it harder for sure than it already will be.
How will you limit TJ Shorts? He scored double digits in 33 games. He is a facilitator and he's the assist leader of the league right now. And the numbers are crazy. With his points, he's scoring, and his assists, he's averaging, you know, contributing to like 37 points of his teams. So that's quite a huge number.
I mean, no, I don't think there's. So, I mean, there's been 34 games and no one stopped him, so I don't think we're going to go into the playoffs and stop him. The idea would be to limit the amount of easy things he gets. He's going to score and he's going to find his assists. We don't want to, let's say, overhelp and then he finds someone who's wide open, or we don't want to, you know, have a bad transition defense and just let him come and shoot a shot. He's going to make his shots. He's going to find his teammates. And we just want to make sure that it's as hard as possible. You know, there's in games you watch, let's say there's about 10 points you can take away by not doing mistakes. So we want to just limit our mistakes. You know, we don't want to give him 8 more points because we made a bad coverage, or we don't want to give him 8 more points because we didn't switch, or because we didn't run back, or we don't want to give him 4 more assists because we helped off or we didn't communicate correctly. So as long as we can try to limit the easy things he gets, I mean, that's the best way. We don't want him to have a 30-point, 15 assist game, but it seems like he's going to get 20 and 10. So the best way is, like I said, just not give up the easy things and to limit our mistakes.
I mean, he's going to score somehow, but you got to bother him somehow.
The job is just to make it difficult.
Yeah.
Make it difficult as possible.
But they have names who, you know, sometimes are in difficult situations, but make them anyway. Nadir Hifi. He has been.
Hifi is like.
He's making shots like Mike James.
I have a top 5, like, all cool team. And there's just players that I think, like, when they play.
All cool team?
Yeah. It's like when they play, it's like, wow, that's so cool.
Who are those 5?
He's on my top 5 all cool team.
Wow. I want to hear about this list. You don't want to talk about other players too much?
I'm not going to share. I'll tell you when we finish. But he's on my top 5 all cool team.
Yeah, he's making crazy
shots
shots like Mike James.
Right? Yes.
Yeah.
It's incredible. He's so cool.
He's hard to limit as well.
Yes, and the best thing about him is, like, I don't think he ever sees a bad shot, which is great. Like, as a basketball player, it takes a special amount of confidence and mental strength to be able to, like, shoot shots and you miss and you just come back like nothing happened. And he has that, which is why he's so good, because he has that. It doesn't matter. I
kind of feel like he doesn't have to see the rim to make that shot.
No, he doesn't.
He just feels it. Does it the way it goes with you at some situations?
I mean, I don't know. You watched the Bayern game. I shot a 3 and turned around last game, so maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I can do that.
Kind of seems that way. That's a cool moment, though. So you would be on that cool team too, right?
No. I'm not on the all cool team. I have very boring basketball. I play a very boring brand of basketball. He's way cooler. Like, what? He's so cool.
But after that buzzer beater, that footage, you turning back, probably would come in the second place of, you know, your highlights. Mm-hmm. It's like a Steph Curry moment. Mm-hmm. So do you feel like this? Do you agree? Of all the highlights of this season, it looks cool. You think it looks cool?
I mean, no, it is cool. It is cool, but, like, it was very subtle. Like, he has loud, cool plays. Like, the couple of shots he hit versus Madrid were like, how'd you do that? It's amazing. All cool team. I think he's my starting 2 guard on my all cool team of EuroLeague.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, other players like Tyson Ward and Jan Tunen, they, you know, you're going to be against them a lot quite on the court, and they do great when it comes to rebounding. Paris is one of the best teams in offensive rebounds with you guys, which has been a key factor in the first game you played against them. So how's that, you know, rebounding battle will go? And how important it is for you?
Extremely important. I mean, so they play a high tempo. I think they take shots that most teams don't take, and they're out of position. And their idea is they shoot the ball with confidence. If he misses, we're going to be there to rebound the ball. And they do a great job of supporting their teammates, not only with, like, cheering and supporting them, but also supporting by going to the offensive rebound. And we have to match that. They play basically hockey substitutions every 3 minutes. Yeah. So guys are always fresh, guys are always full of energy, and guys are always picking up full court, always putting pressure on rebounds. So we have to be able to match that. And it's what, you know, won us the game in Paris. You know, we set a record, or almost.
The next game against Maccabi was the record, I guess. You set the record in that game, but no, in that game, yeah. Yeah. You had like 2 crazy games when it comes to offensive rebounding, and it, you know, so in my mind.
We either tied or almost set an offensive rebound record, but we needed that in order to give ourselves a chance. As you said, we were down probably 15 again in that game, and those offensive rebounds were the way we were able to give ourselves our second chance points to have a second chance to win.
I also have it in my notes. Yes, you have tied Ceska's record with offensive rebounds in that game, but the game before, Maccabi game, was quite a good game in this aspect too. So When it comes to possessions, they play with more possessions. One of the keys to that is limiting their turnovers. How do they limit their turnovers so well when it comes to their pace? And how will you make sure that they make some mistakes over there?
I mean, I'm no expert on their offense. I'm not their coach or their staff, but just watching it, TJ's tremendous with the ball. And it's hard to turn the ball over when you shoot the ball. I mean, it's like, it sounds funny, but like, it's just a logical answer. Like if they inbound the ball like that and they pass the ball ahead and you shoot the ball, you can't turn the ball over shooting the ball. And when they don't have those easy shots, they have, again, TJ's tremendous point guard with setting up his team's offense. They get what they want when they go down the court. He handles the ball and he either creates something, he scores, or he creates something and the person who catches it shoots the ball. So like they don't, a lot of the notion in Europe is, oh, everyone needs to move the ball. We got to drive kick. We got to have a great shot. And a lot of times when you try to get to that great shot, you turn the ball over because you had a good shot. And good to great doesn't always work like you think it does. So Paris takes good shots. Sometimes they take great shots. Sometimes they take cool heafy shots where you're like, oh my gosh. But they're shooting the ball. So you can't turn the ball over when you're shooting the ball. And then they're going the offensive rebound. So if they do take a bad shot, for us, not for them, but the rest of Europe maybe thinks it's a bad shot, they're supporting the shot. They're kicking it out, shooting another wide open shot. And
in the 2 games you played in the regular season, 1 game was played at 62, 63 positions, which was the first game actually where you had 30 offensive rebounds. Mm-hmm. But the second game over here was at 76 possessions for both teams. So in the playoffs, how would you rather play when it comes to these numbers?
As a player, for sure we'd rather play more possessions. It's more fun. It's the joy of basketball, just playing up and down, shooting the ball. As I said, coaching staff, well, our coaching staff for sure doesn't want that game. I can't speak for Coach Splitter, but the fans, I think, for sure want that type of game as well. It's more enjoyable to watch guys getting up and down the court, guys shooting the ball. But like I said, the idea is when you play a game, Paris has their identity and the way they want to play. We have our identity and the way we want to play. And the goal is for one of those teams to try to do a little better job of playing their style of basketball.
Definitely. And you being the second seed makes you the favorites for sure. But it's going to be a great...
favorites. We were just we were the lower seed last year.
Yeah.
And won. So there's no favorites in Turkish
In
League.
the situation, I would say that you are my favorites to go, but I'm sure it's going to be a good series.
Sounds a little biased.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Can't help it.
Yeah, that's okay.
Can't help it, guys. Nigel, first of all, stay healthy. All of you guys, I wish you have a healthy series.
Thank you very much.
Then hopefully we'll keep talking before the Final Four.
Inshallah.
And thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Nigel Hayes-Davis ile birlikteydik. Burada sohbetimizi noktalandırıyoruz. Hoşçakalın.